Muted. I know. All right. Welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I am your host, Captivating Christian, along with, of course, the illustrious Brother Nate, and you guys, of course, because, of course, we always like to hang out on a good Tuesday and talk about a whole lot of stuff. So welcome, everybody. Welcome. Come on into the room. Let me know when you're ready, Brother Nate, so we can get this party started. All right. What's going on, sir? How are you?
Hey. How's everybody doing? What's popping? Or who's getting popping this week?
In the words of women, what's popping?
What's popping?
A lot is.
Who's getting popped? Who's getting popped? Who's getting popped? Oh, I tell you, folks.
So much. But first off, let's say hello to everybody in the chat. Patty Duke, always a pleasure to see you.
Patty.
Right. Juan, what's up going on, sir?
Hey, Wonky Pro, how you doing? Where's Rose?
Nice to see you. Right.
Check out their show.
Auntie Melissa, how are you? Welcome. Nice to see you. I know it's late for you, and I know you probably laying it down, but thank you for coming through. And for those of you sitting in the beautiful balcony here at Cap Hill, we would like to welcome you as well. It's been a week. That's a couple of days, not even a week. It's been a couple of days of craziness. Definitely want to, first of all, before we even get started, send out prayers to the people who have lost loved ones during the Buffalo mass shooting in Buffalo, New York, from the 18-year-old white thug, white
I was waiting.
supremacy.
I was going to say if you call him a teen, I was going to lay your ass
Oh
out.
no, of course not. He's an adult like everybody else, but it's funny.
Because they did that shit, right?
Yeah, of course they did that. They did. Oh, it's because of the pandemic, and he's been secluded for so long. He's normally a happy-go-lucky kid, and all this other bullshit. But it's like that's funny. We don't even get that kind of consideration.
Oh no,
Even
we know what it is.
Regular. Of course, we know what it is. I mean, that goes without saying. Of course, we know what it is. But the fact that it's never said, you know what I'm saying? Like especially on TV as a let's just stop playing games here. You didn't shoot him because he looked white like the rest of you motherfuckers. And although you may not have liked what he did, you wasn't going to shoot him. But you know, we get pulled over for a minor traffic stop, and it's instantly kill first and ask questions later. But this, you was able to apprehend him after he done killed 10 people, put him in handcuffs, and he still be living and breathing to talk about it the next day. And we don't get that same kind of consideration, was a bit for me. Also, the young man who lost his life had the funeral on Saturday. The minister, I can't think of what's the kid's name. It'll come to me.
That was on Jives?
Yeah.
King Jives.
King Jives channel.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either. His funeral was Saturday?
Yeah, his funeral was Saturday. I did check that out. It's still up on some people's YouTube. The only reason why I say that is something to definitely look at. We need to be more focused. Granted, the tragedy was that, you know, somebody was murdered. Of course, that's enough to be saddened by. But we need to make sure our affairs are in order as a people when we get to these moments. And, you know, granted, donations are appreciated, but they should not be the source of getting things done. We need to be more aware that, hey, we're not going to be here forever. And we need to be mindful that we are leaving people with burdens that, you know, sometimes it's not about the car you drive or the place you lay your head. If, in fact, when you leave out of here, you don't have no money to help the people you left behind pay for you to, you know, be put out of here in whatever way.
Yeah, that's a definite. When you have to think about your transition out, and especially if you have young kids.
Yeah.
If you have young kids, you don't want to leave that burden, as you said. You don't want to leave the burden of figuring out what your last wishes are. Have that conversation. Actually, that should be the second conversation that you have.
It should. But...
what do you want done with your remains? And have some insurance. Have some insurance.
Right. And it
doesn't
have
to leave them with the jump off, you know.
Right. It doesn't have to be $1 million coverage. You know.
Yeah. Write your thoughts down.
Right.
And give, you know, your kids are older, give each one a copy. Date it, give each one a copy.
Yes.
And let them know and have that discussion.
Right.
It doesn't take long.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Because your plans may change as time goes on.
As your time goes on, yeah. And then too, you know, I know sometimes it's a bad discussion. It's a hard discussion to have, but it's a reality that we all have to face.
But you'll feel better knowing that everything's taken care of when you're in. And let them know where all your important papers are, your insurances are.
Please.
You know, if you have stashed bank accounts.
Right. Keep it in a box if you have to. A fireproof box if you need to, but do that, definitely.
And definitely update it. And that's just the conversation, update it every year. You should talk about it. Let them know where everything is. And
yeah, definitely. You want to update that every year if you can, or every so often. If things change in your life, policies lapse, or you no longer carry that policy, please update your information so that people are not
and try to honor their last wishes.
Yeah.
If that second family shows up at that funeral, be cordial, okay?
Try to be anyway.
Try-
Well, anyway, let's get into her because I ain't even gonna tell you about it. I'm not. I'm just telling you right up front. I'm not being as cordial as possible. I'm sitting in the back when necessary. Don't ask me nothing. Don't ask me for nothing because you ain't never done shit for me in my life. So, and
Yeah, but just remember, after that, you don't have to have any contact. That's the best. That's
we don't
that's
have any
actually
contact
the
now, but
best
that's
thing
what
about funerals.
after all that, it's just like it's done for real.
Ain't nothing like a good funeral, boy. I can cut a motherfucker off real fast and never have to speak to him again.
Nothing like it. Like a whole praise shout. Like you just be in the back, like, "Oh God, thank you." But anyway, on to the news. Let's go. All right. So in our news updates, first. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, I thought you could.
I can hear you.
Okay. He was doing yellow air thing. I was like, oh, you can't hear me. So first in our news updates, let's go with this young lady. Of course, for those of you who don't know or may not know who she is WNBA star Brittany Griner, who is in Russia. And Russia has extended her stay, I guess. And I mean, I don't really know what they're using it for or what they're using her for. I think it's really just to kind of make sure U.S. doesn't go totally head on into it and kind of, I guess, kind of put their kind of like, line in the sand. Like this is, we're going to defend Ukraine fully and bring full support. So I don't know. There was some talks that she was on the verge of coming home and being released, but then that was reneged by good old President Putin and his people. So prayers go out to her and her family that hopefully she can end her being a pawn in this stupid little thing they got going on, and she can go home to her family. I just think that's crazy. But there's something to be mindful of when we go to professional status and sometimes have to make a living outside of the norm, like and do sporting events and things overseas. There are risks, and unfortunately, this is the moment where one of those risks are.
Oh yeah, she's
kind of life threatening.
She's definitely a bargaining chip.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason why her and there's one more gentleman there, why they haven't been returned is because
isn't the dude isn't he a spy though? I think the other dude's a spy.
Yeah, and they probably don't want to. The U.S. probably doesn't want to give him up.
Right.
That's the only reason why those two are still there. They're still in negotiating phases. But depending upon how this conflict goes, they're going to hold on. I really don't see them giving them up anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. Right. All right.
But I believe her wife had just received her master's degree. She just graduated. Yeah, she just received her master's degree.
Yep.
And that's a milestone that she missed.
Not too long ago, maybe like last weekend.
Yeah, like last weekend or something like that. So just keep prayers up for her. That's all you can do right now.
That's all you can do. Right.
And just don't assume too that because you don't hear anything that nothing's going on. You have to be very careful because, like I said, they could make her disappear in a heartbeat.
Right. Which is definitely unfortunate. But kudos to her wife to still keep pushing forward and walking across the stage to receive her master's, even though her wife, is in peril right now in Russia. In other news, a judge, a good old great judge out of Florida for the moment, And of course, for those of you who don't know, we're talking about the great state of Florida. Well, but great old Florida with this guy, Ron DeSantis. Last week, we briefly talked about the state of Florida and how Ron DeSantis and his other Republicans, because it's not just him, it's the other Republican legislators, have been planning to restrict and weaken Black voters or Black vote influence in the state of Florida. Basically chopping up the state and have it support Republican districts rather than Democratic districts. But a Leon County judge said in an informal order on Thursday and Friday to keep the maps from taking effect in November that it was unconstitutional and it needed not to happen. So basically, the judge has put a stop so far to Ron DeSantis and his legislation to push forward to change the output of the Republican districts in the state of Florida, which would push out a lot of districts like Congresswoman Val Demings, who is running against Marco Rubio's seat for Florida. It would push her out and basically make her district, which is a very Democratic stronghold, more of a Republican district, and other districts pushing a lot of the Democratic people out. So again, this is something that is being done to push people, push your vote out. And again, if it didn't matter, if your vote didn't matter, if you standing in line to choose A or B didn't matter, they wouldn't go through these much efforts.
Yeah, but where's the outrage?
There is none.
Wake up, Florida.
No, they're too busy partying.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is a distraction. Party on, Florida, but don't wait till the last minute.
No, it's gonna be too late by the time people actually realize, because they're not gonna stop anything that deals with people coming and visiting and spending money. It's just the people that live there.
Shit, they pay them high ass taxes. Ain't nobody going down. You're not going down to the castle,
right?
Castle is closed.
Because right.
Matter of fact, Mickey might open up a couple of strip clubs, make some extra money. Cause
many gonna be popping that ass in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let her real quick. Excuse me. So the U.S. has grown to 1 million COVID deaths since Biden has taken office. I'm not surprised there. I didn't think we were going to be less than 1 million with him being president. I think that would be a little naive to think so.
Well, no, that train was already rolling before.
Right, it's been rolling.
Even before there's nothing. He couldn't stop it.
No.
How are you going to stop it when somebody leaves you a mess?
Right. If anybody thought he could stop it, you'd be sadly mistaken. Biden was not going to stop this train. The only thing he could do is maybe slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, and that was about it. So you can't blame that on him.
Right, but of course they will. I could blame a lot of other things on Biden, but this is not one of them.
Oh yeah, this isn't one of them. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's enough shit to go around.
Yeah, there is enough shit to go around, but not this. Reaching the 1 million milestone of deaths of COVID really did not happen under his watch. But
I still believe that it's undercounted.
Yeah, of course.
Especially in the very beginning, because
of course,
just dropping like flies and they didn't know why.
Of course. I mean, you have North Korea just reporting, Kim Jong-un just reporting the first COVID incident. Bitch, you mean the rest of the world? For
the lies you tell.
Been in lockdown and y'all haven't had COVID. The lies. It's because right now
you're right next door to China.
There's a huge,
and that's who they do all their trading with. That's
a huge surge of, and they do it with Russia too. There's a huge surge of COVID cases.
They probably have that and worms
that have been reported.
Yeah.
And,
so
Yeah. I'm not, but you know
You
what
just got that worms. No, but they do.
No,
They had
I heard it, but
yeah. I mean, but yeah, they
yeah,
do.
they
They had
do.
worms. They got the one guy that escaped, the one soldier that ran across the border. He had
Right.
parasites
Mm-hmm.
because they're malnourished. I believe over there their numbers are probably astronomical because
Yeah, well, they
they're
are.
starving.
But that's the only reason why they started that they had to report it, because right now it is like Armageddon over there with their numbers. Like, it is really bad. That's the reason why it's been reported that they have had outbreak of COVID. It's been 2 fucking years. The rest of the world has had COVID. You mean to tell me North Korea has been in a bubble this whole time? Absolutely not. It's that they couldn't control it, so they had to let it be known. It was going to come out regardless anyway.
They
So
probably nailed them in their houses, nailed the door shut.
yeah, well,
And
I wouldn't be
put
surprised.
goat blood over top of the door. Okay.
I'm not with you right now. In other news, this guy, I don't know if you guys know, I wish I would have moved this over sooner so I could get
He is
back
such
and
a
forth
dick.
quicker. Yeah, this guy.
Look,
And
he has dick written all over his face.
yeah, he does. He does have penis written all over his face. But that guy, for those of you who may not know who that person was, that was the district attorney during the time of Breonna Taylor's murder from the police with their no-knock warrant tactics when they was trying to really rob her ex-boyfriend, who was using her address, basically talking on the phone that they was listening to, that's where he was stashing his money from these big drug things he was doing. And they fell for the bait because they went into her house unannounced, basically saying that they was going to ask her questions, but they was all dressed in fatigue, night, goggles, armor gear to really rob the joint because they figured she had money in there because he left money in there, and they was probably going to 1, 2 for me, 3 for you, and
add to their pension fund.
Yeah, basically. And of course, as the story goes, as you know, her now boyfriend, was in the apartment as well, and he was carrying. And surprise, surprise. And when he fired the fuck back and shot one of the motherfuckers in their leg, which I personally think was a friendly fire from one of them other crazy pistol motherfuckers, but they're not gonna tell on themselves. They're gonna blame the black man. But that man, this man right here, the grandson-in-law, I think, to Mitch Turkey Neck.
Oh no, daughter's husband.
I think his granddaughter. I think
His
that's
granddaughter's husband or something.
Yeah.
Well, he's related to him.
Yeah, that's his granddaughter's husband. He's running for Senate. These people.
Oh my goodness, he's
right.
going to pollute the white race.
I mean, he already.
Are you on this right? All you fuck boys, run on down to Texas and impregnate all them white women's.
Not even. So yeah, he's running for Kentucky governor. That's what he wants to be. He rose to fame because he decided not to charge the killers of Breonna Taylor with her death. His name is Daniel Cameron. If you live in Kentucky and he's on your ballot, you know what to do or what you.
Yeah, he's a dick. Just remember Dick, and you remember it all come back to you.
In the honor of Breonna Taylor, yeah.
Don't cast a vote for him.
There's no way. I wouldn't even dare. But yeah, the man is running. So
Patty, you believe in Santa Claus and the Easter bunnies?
Let's see what else we got here. We did him just now. This was interesting. This story right here. I need to move this. I really did, so I can get it better. These people. You might say, hey, Cap, what are they doing? And who are those people? And what is this about? Blah, blah, blah. And let me nicely tell you. So, of course, during the Trump administration, Trump officials and the meat industry blocked life-saving COVID controls investigators are finding. So this is where we talk about that million mark, and we can't put all the blame on him. That's because them motherfuckers was trying to keep it under wraps as long as they could. So really what this article is talking about, and we've talked about it before, and I've even done a story on it once or twice, the meat markets, right? You know, the Tysons and the other places that you get your chicken wings and your whatever from, these industry people who actually cut up the chicken and package it, we're getting sick with COVID. Do you think that people were saying, well, go home and keep yourself recluded so you don't spread it? Hell no. They were allowing them, they were making them really work.
Extra seasoning on that chicken.
They were making them work over the raw meat, and which in turn contaminated the raw meat, which then went to the markets, which was sold to you, and
probably gave you COVID if you didn't cook it. If you were a other and didn't cook it, didn't cook it good enough.
Who knows at this
point? Eat that
point,
shit raw. Probably put that shit in the microwave.
Microwave.
Call himself frying it. We fry in the microwave.
Hell no.
So, cost you your life.
Yeah. Well, this article goes on to say, and this is for those of you who want to check, because later I'll put the articles down in this. This is from The Guardian, but it says at least 5,900 or 59,000, workers of 5 of the largest meatpacking companies like Tyson's Foods, JBS USA Holdings, Smithfield Foods, Car Grills, and National Beef contracted COVID in the first year of the pandemic, where at least 269 people had died. According to internal communications, the companies had warned about the workers and their families about people falling sick within weeks of the virus. The U.S., despite this, warning call, representatives who were Trump friendly battled against the FDA for regulations and oversight. So basically, making people to work and telling them whatever, it's okay, just work. Mind you, this had made people sick, even people, purchasing the products. So, it's just like, again, you learn stuff every day. And due to him not being office anymore and things not being kind of covered up, these stuff come to light.
Yeah, everything's coming out now. And it's going to be like that.
Yeah, it's going to be like that for a while.
For a long while.
It's going to be like drip, 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 drip. You might get more of a pour by the time November comes rolling around.
I dropped the link in the chat.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Let's see. And then we just talked about you bad meat people. We did North Korea real quick. We'll talk about that. We'll schedule around about that. All right. So in other news, there was a burial site that found 53 Native Americans that were their bodies were built were under a boarding school, a U.S. boarding school. Again, I found it to be interesting, but not surprising. I mean, let's not forget, that New York is still uncovering mass graves of African Americans or Africans who happen to be in the United States as they continue to dig and build skyscrapers. So I'm not surprised. But if you want to check out the article, yes, they have found under some boarding schools that they have found unmarked and marked burial sites of about 53 Native Americans.
Now, if you remember, we discussed this earlier this year with the Canadians, where they had killed a lot of these children
Right.
trying to convert them to Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty much the same thing now.
Right.
We're finding it over here, but of course, I figured it started here first anyway.
Right.
But when
When you know, you
you
know.
want people, yeah, when you when you're trying to assimilate, uh, you know, kids to your children to your culture,
Right.
uh, and those that either wouldn't conform or were abused, because you found a lot of sexual abuse
Mm-hmm.
among that also, that a lot of these kids never went back home. They're going away to school, but they just never came home again.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Really not
Again,
surprised.
most of this stuff is to keep you, on the know, but definitely not to surprise you, because of course these things happen throughout history. This is no
Yeah.
different.
Critical race theory that we don't have in school. This is what they don't want you to learn.
Right. Right.
How fucked up that white folk is.
Right. In some health news, um, we'll switch away from a little bit of the politics a little bit. Blood markers have identified babies at risk for SIDS. They have held it as a breakthrough. An Australian research team has identified the biochemical markers in the blood that could help identify newborns who are babies at risk for the infant fatal death syndrome, otherwise known as SIDS. The breakthrough is said to create an avenue to future tragedies being prevented. There have been people who have, had their children die from SIDS, otherwise known as infant death syndrome. And this company has this Australian company. I'm looking for the name as of now, but I can't find it. But anyway, this Australian bio team has discovered markers. Markers are just like genetic markers that help identify a baby possibly being born with
certain traits,
with certain
genetic traits.
Yeah. Something like how they, at one point, they had been able to track that as far as sickle cell was concerned as well.
Mm-hmm.
When we talked about a couple of weeks ago, kind of along the lines of the same thing.
Yeah.
The fact that the levels of enzymes were the average significant, which is lower in infants who had died of SIDS, they're able to kind of gauge through that and other markers. So I mean, I think it's a great step.
It's a big breakthrough,
Right?
Because that has to be horrible.
Yeah.
Not knowing, knowing you put your baby was just up during the day, you were playing with them during the day, and then this happens.
Right.
You say Patty Duke, there were graves underneath the subway station in DC. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the graves I would, in certain areas I would expect, because it was all country, country side land, and
Right.
for farming and things like that. So a lot of them, they buried right on the premises
Right.
where they lived.
Yeah.
You had family burial grounds. I know that even around here,
Mm-hmm.
some people have a cemetery right behind their houses.
Right.
That's some scary shit.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. And
But
nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing you can do about it. It's just right there.
Yeah.
And they're small. You might have maybe 30 or 40.
Yeah, but what makes me think of when I see that, it's like, is it really that small? It could be that small now.
Oh, it is probably larger.
But I'm sure, a couple of houses were a part of that, the part of that cemetery.
That, and even the local churches had them, right there.
Yeah.
Who knows what those, especially you always find cemeteries where they had nuns. The nuns.
What?
I'm just saying.
Why is that?
It's a lot of shit under there.
Lord.
That's right.
I think he was gonna go there. Anyway, on other news,
there's a lot of stuff.
It is
I'm
a lot.
telling him it's only the truth.
It is a lot of stuff. So for those of you who live in Texas, good old Texas, you could never get past Governor Hot Wheels because he is always burning up the streets. He is burning up the streets. Right now, currently, Texas has declared open season on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube with its censorship laws. Basically, the state of Texas. Let me oops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to knock it down so I could see you beautiful people, and you beautiful people can see me. Basically, Texas, upon other things, they always screaming about being censored. Of course, when it comes to them, they feel some type of way when they can't say the certain stuff that they want to say. But as far as everything else, we can't talk about. Like, we can't talk about those people that stormed the Capitol on January 6th. No, that's not what we want to talk about. We want to talk about why somebody is not able to go on Twitter and call somebody the N-word or whatever. Like, that's censorship. No. But Texas residents can now sue Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube for allegedly censoring their content. Okay, after federal appeals court on Wednesday, with the state laws restricted how social media sites can control their platforms. It was a 15-word ruling that allowed the laws that was blocked last year, but definitely was overturned this year since Texas had complete control of the legislature. And I don't know how to feel about that, but I think, of course, there's more to come. When there's Texas, there's Florida next.
And those other flyover states.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know what this means necessarily for the actual content creator, because of course, again, surprise, those are private companies, so they can censor.
And you click that little box on that. Right. You click that little box on those paragraphs you didn't read.
Right. If you click the agree to the term,
you sold your soul to the devil. So what
the terms you agree to are the terms in which you cannot say this word, that word, call people this, call people that, regardless of what state you're in, because when you're on, or when you click on, or when you click accept, you are then the property of said YouTube, said Twitter, or whatever device or thing you use.
And if they need you to sell a piece.
Right. If they need you to get on some sell some ass, then that's what you got to do, because that's what you signed up to do as a content creator.
Yeah, so always keep your head game up to
par. Right. Basically, how's your head game? Perfect. Or my other suggestion would be learn to read a contract, bitch, before you go sign.
You sign before you check that box.
Because I know, a lot of people in Texas who, fall in line with a lot of this stuff. They got a little wet and got a little moist over the fact that they could sue Twitter and YouTube and so on and so forth. But the reality is they are private companies and they can conduct themselves how they see fit. So if your content is not to their liking, they have every right to ban you from the system, because it's their private system, regardless of what state you live in. But I don't know. Between Texas and Florida, I don't know who's worse.
They think they can control everything.
Yeah. Well, they want to control everything. That is the goal here, to control everything. And it's like step by step, little by little. Like even Elon Musk, everybody's like, Elon Musk is gonna buy Twitter, and immediately, once he decided to buy it, then he reneged, because of course, I guess people were like, what? You're going to do what? Because once he initially bought it, after going back and forth and playing pussyfoot with whomever, his first declaration was to release former President Donald Donkey ass and, bring him back on Twitter. And then immediately he got like, people were like, what? And I guess people were deciding that they were going to pull back either from their stock from Twitter, or maybe their shareholdings from Tesla,
Yeah, just
and he had
dropping off the
to
app altogether.
right, and he had to reconsider the what he was planning to do with Twitter if he was to purchase it. Now they're still in negotiations because he's reconsidering purchasing Twitter. But yeah, you already
Hey, Jess, how you doing?
let your hey, how you doing? Long time no see. Ain't seen you in a month of Sundays, girl. How are you? Yeah, so that was interesting to
What do
note.
you say,
I
Patty
think
Duke? The governor wants to starve migrant babies. Oh, with the the shortage of the baby formula.
I heard that actually. What state was that? Was that
I mean, it was Texas.
Texas? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like with him, it's like one thing after another. You can't
Yeah,
keep
I
up with
mean,
the
he's
shit.
like, and no offense, and I am one who can say these things. It's crazy to me how a person in a chair can have the most like warped mind frame of things and want the less for many people, knowing that you yourself have been the benefit of a lot of things that in any other circumstances you would not have gotten. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
even your vote into office was kind of because yeah, that's not something that, normally people just like, oh, I want you for president. Like, no, that's not a thing in politics. Like, it's like you have to look the part, you gotta be, I mean, granted, it's superficial, but it is very true. You don't see fat politicians that make it like to the White House. They may make it to a governor,
yeah,
but you're not going to make it to the White House because the true whatever that vision is of somebody who's in charge, and somebody who is willingly capable to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger if they need to at any moment, or some kind of 007 if they need to. They're not looking for some big old slob talking about some here. This is
yeah.
America, Jack. Like
Christie.
right. I mean, I was saying that without saying that, but yeah, like nobody's looking for
Chris Christie, fat fuck. Anyway, I hate his ass too.
Okay, the words to stop down. Do I need to say it 3 times? Chris.
I can say fat fuck, fat
Right.
fuck.
But yeah, so I just find it a bit.
Maybe he's cranky. If I sat on my nuts all day long, I'd be cranky too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, then get up, bitch. Have somebody carry your ass. Get one of them things that the dude has on us Family Guy. We got all them contraptions to lift his ass up.
Lift him up, stand him up.
Do something with yourself, like, because the stuff that he puts forth is just like, yo, really? Like, oh my gosh.
It's like they're always looking for some new way to be more evil than what they were.
Yeah, it's like really evil, like really, really evil. Not leaned over the balcony. That's crazy. But yeah, he is Governor Hot Wheels. I've been saying that for the longest because I can't stand him. And I don't even live in Texas, but I can't stand him. I think we can get to the shits. Oh no, after this one. The U.S. police have instructors have the far right to ties to report. This report has come out from Router, which had found to have far right ties through their political commentary on social media. Basically, police officers, trainers. They found their views to be part of the QAnon conspiracy. They found racial slurs. They found homophobic and transphobic language. And these trainers have denied allowing their beliefs to get involved in their teaching and their influence and views. But yeah, I mean, again, I'm not surprised. I mean, if you already think people are kind of scum and less than, that's what you're going to think. You're just going to do your job the way you do your job. But everybody who has your mindset already know this is what you do to them, and this is what you do to us. So it's like, I get the discovery, but I'm not like, because like I said, I have a family member who is a state trooper on Long Island. And he has, to my face, said to me that they don't even go to areas where they are, where they are less than, like to the areas where, like, there's poor whites. They don't even, because they can't. I can't. Just, it's disgusting. But they will come to areas where there are poor blacks, of course, like without question, without thought. And it's like, why can't you see your people in lesser?
That's crazy as shit.
Others that don't look like you in lesser and feel like you're doing a job. Because my theory would be you would go to where you see yourself, because then that would be motivational and inspiring even to the people in your neighborhood that look like you. But the fact that you don't even, I don't go over there.
Yeah, that's even to keep the blacks from going over there and wreaking havoc. You know, a little revenge, you know.
Right, exactly. So just something to, and I'll have that article there later. And some other trends, some other health news, yeah, I guess a little bit. A trans man gets pregnant. Calvin Klein depicts this whole action, and people are in uproar.
Now, they're actually a married couple. It's actually a trans man and a trans woman.
Yes, they are.
You got Rona over there. You over there hacking a lot.
No, I have nasal drip, and it's like.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't have Rona. I took my home test. Okay,
I am. You have brown liquor. Okay, I understand.
Yes, I got all that. But yeah, it's just a nasal drip.
Tis that season. All that pollen out there.
It is. I didn't have it, so I thought I took that. You know, I'm not even gonna say it, but that jab.
The what?
Allergies. The jab.
Did you get off 7 or 8 of them? It's only.
That's all I'm getting. I ain't getting no more.
Keep it up. You'll make your fucking junkie.
Too much. I do no more. Allergies. I ain't had it my whole life.
You be walking down the street looking for Red Top.
Looking for something. Hey, Jesus. I'm not doing it. So yeah, I don't know if people are like, even like, a family's a family. I really don't understand what the big deal is, because in all realities they would be considered a heterosexual couple. It's just that the woman identifies as a man and the man identifies as a woman. But biologically, the man is a woman and the woman was born.
And see what happens? Babies.
See what happens? They make babies.
They make it babies.
Right.
Yeah, because remember about 3 weeks ago when that whole decision with the whole leak with Roe v. Wade, and I made that comment, the trans men also.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Life will find a way.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like, please stop trying to define. Again, we're trying to define life through an interpreted book of someone. One of the men were gay. The other few men that was involved in all of this translation, God knows what they were doing. But we really focus so hard on, oh, this is what we should follow. I'm like, what? Like, I'm really confused. Like, confused, really confused. Like, live your life. Live your life.
Mm-hmm.
You already know as a human what's wrong, what's not, what's beyond the pale.
Yeah.
Like, just live your life. Do right by people. Treat your neighbor as you want to be treated.
Treated. That's right. And don't get stuck on labels. That's what's confusing a lot of people. We have to labelize and categorize everything, and that's fucking everybody's mind up.
But I mean, even
people
that,
don't understand it anyway.
But I mean, even that, if you wouldn't even go, okay, say if we went biblical with the labels, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was in charge of giving labels in the first place? Was Adam not given the authority to give labels to things and creatures upon the earth? Okay. Did he not eat the apple after his wife ate it and sinned and got cast out of the whole thing? So it's like, if you're listening to somebody who had it all,
Adam was a wuss.
But this is what I'm saying.
He falling behind women's.
But this is what I'm saying.
And he don't.
If you following behind somebody who had it laid out, paradise, nothing to do,
and you fucked it up.
Anything you wanted,
and he probably wasn't even eating box back then,
And fucked it up for what?
And it's all fucked up. Now look at this shit that we in. Look at this shit.
We following all this and could be leading ourselves straight to hell, and you don't even know it. I just like
we could have been in the garden.
That's it. Chilling. Because I tell you one thing, if I was Adam, I'd have been like, God, make me another one. That bitch ate it. She ate it. She did it. I'm not. Put me to sleep. Make me another one. Because I'm not fucking with her. She ate it. I told her, don't eat it. She ain't listen. Do what you got to do. I'm good. I'm chilling. Just make me another one. Because I'll go back to sleep. Because I ain't fucking with her ass.
Who'd you say, Patty? Suffering from heat stroke? Yeah, walking around in the desert. You need to be looking for some water.
Yeah, you had water. You had everything. The only thing was, don't eat from the one tree. She ate from it. He said, did you eat from the tree? Yes, I did. But you should eat. My eyes are open. Hand it to her, and you going to eat it. Dumbass, what you eating for?
That's on you.
I'm telling you, I would have, my God, come get her. She ate it. She ate it. All right here.
And you know, she said snitch.
That's fine.
Snitch.
That is fine with me because it wouldn't have happened. Just crazy. And
hey, Beach, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Hey, it's Beach. How are you? Nice to see you. And then, of course, here we go with. I know I haven't done this in a while, so I gotta search for it. But it's here. It's here. I know it is because I saved it. Here you are. Here you are. When Mayo goes back. And especially when it's young Mayo. So, of course, I can't really play this because TMZ has a whole bunch of people on their team. They watch YouTube videos. And the minute you play one of their videos, they will come after your channel. And they have done it to me numerous times. So, on that note, it is what it is. But I will, just put this right on here. So for those of you who haven't, I'll put it in my community. For those of you who haven't seen it.
What do you want the link?
Huh?
You want the link?
Yeah, you can put the link down. Thank you.
Okay.
There's the video of this.
Oh, no, I gave you two. I sent you two.
Two?
Yeah, because one was a follow-up, which was TMZ.
Yeah,
there was more of a complete, but there was one before that, which was from World Star. Let me see. Is there any way that...
Okay, the World Star, I see. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, the World Star, that's that one. That's the four.
Okay. Let me share that one then. so that way you can get the full effect.
Yeah, because like I said, TMZ was the complete follow up with the father and everything.
Okay. So can you see that, ladies and gentlemen? Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just gonna push.
To help reduce plastic waste in our environment, America's beverage companies are carefully designing our bottles to be 100% recyclable. That means every bottle that's recycled can be turned to material we use to make new bottles. Please help us get every bottle back.
Yeah, what they do. All right, let's get into it. Here we go. He has a whip. It's a little white boy with a whip. Little piece of crazy mayonnaise with a whip. Like a small jar of with almonds.
I will call the police. You need to leave. Don't you ever beat on my goddamn door like that. Go.
With no goddamn whip, bitch.
We can't even have a conversation with them.
And that's the father and the husband of the woman. I'm
trying to have a simple conversation. We can take it somewhere else if you want to. I'm going to show you the video of your son hitting our door with this whip and hitting our car. I don't know, but I know that my son told me that your boy jumped him on his way home. Our son is. Yeah, because I saw the way you started walking up on me. We've already had this before. We don't have beef. Our son is 13. He doesn't even go to Lewis. Can you come look at our car?
He scratched their car as he left the porch also.
My neighbor does, across the street. Come over here. Not really. You have it on video. Get off my property. Seriously, get off my property. Because you ain't coming over here talking nicely. You're accusing my son. I'm showing you the video. We're showing you the video. You ain't showing me the video of me scratching your car. Get off my plant. That's my vine. That's my vine. Get off my vine. Baby, get off the vine. Oh, that's my grapevine. All right. Okay, thank you. You owe me a plant. I don't I bet you want to bring up. Can you please stop, sir? All we want to do is just talk to you civil. That's the problem. You and your kids want to play. Your son came over. Y'all are so violent. Your son came over. Baby, please no. Your son came over here with a whip. Please. You have a gun. Come over here with my son. You have a bring your ass outside without the gun. I'm going to come out. Come on, let's do it. No, baby, get this. Oh my God. Oh my God.
He discharged the gun.
Well, he dropped it.
No, he discharged it.
He did? I thought he dropped it. In the first article, they said he had dropped it. His dumbass. So yeah, that was
first mistake. When y'all move out, look, folks, when y'all move out to these burbs, y'all keep that same city energy. Because when that little boy, if that was my mama, let me tell you what my mama would have done.
And beat him
when he knocked on that door and slapped that door with that whip, mother would have left a fucking slipper print on his chest because she'd have kicked him off that goddamn porch.
That's it. And then told him, you go ahead and tell your mother and your father, and
bring them over here. Bring them over
and
here.
I'm gonna keep this whip too, so I can whip their ass.
Stop trying to be civil
and act
these
like
animals.
Right.
You cannot
be civil with animals. Like that's just it's not going to. It's just not going to compute. It's just not going to work.
I mean, let's be realistic. You talk to your dog, and sometimes your dogs are like, "I don't know what the fuck he's saying."
Right.
I'll just tilt my head.
Looking at you like, nah. But it's like I get it. You want to be civil and show like you're not what has been portrayed of you by the media.
Oh
or
no,
everything.
but you save it for special occasions.
Right, you say those for special occasions. That is an occasion where you get to show the fuck out because you got this little white boy thinking he has the authority to come to your house and whip your door, not only your door but your car with a whip. Not just kicking your door like, oh, come outside, whomever it is, but he has a whip, which already signals to anybody who's thinking that that's what you're taught. You're taught that you have the authority to do this, that this is what has been done to people in this country who don't look like you.
Definitely taught at home.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so what we gonna sit there and talk about? Oh, I don't know where he picked that up from. Yeah, the fuck right. He picked it right up from exactly where he got it from.
That's right. Well, the father has been has federal charges now for discharging a semi-automatic pistol.
He does. He does. He has been put into custody.
And if you've seen his picture, he looks like it.
I'm not telling the story right. What story? What story am I not telling right? Please let me know. Please let me know. Let me know. Let me know. But yeah, he has been brought up on charges. The father who just charged a weapon. But again, we don't know if it'll stick or what will happen in regards to that. Of course, right now, I think the only reason why he's brought up on charges is because it was on video and it went viral like crazy. So of course they had to go get his ass.
Supposedly the little boy was coming after their daughter.
Their daughter.
They had a scuffle or something.
Right. So that's why I didn't understand what
she probably whipped on that ass.
Oh yeah, she did. And then he felt like he was gonna whip on everybody in there. Yeah, okay. But he also threw the whip to the car, which put scratch marks on their vehicle. So it's like, who's going to pay for that?
Well, I guess Dad will. There's all the proof right there. Jeez. They can always take him to court. He's probably that family's probably that family in the neighborhood that's just a total nuisance anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Don't park in front of my house, or your tree is 2 inches over the branches. The leaves are falling in my yard. That just one of those families you just want to burn out.
No, I get that.
But he'd had a slipper print right in his chest. All you saw was poof as the dust.
That was just absolutely ridiculous. Just absolutely.
But he felt real entitled. He marched his little ass on up there. I'd have choked him to death with that shit right around his damn neck.
I would have too. I definitely would have. All right, and other mayonnaise gone wild. We'll talk about this knucklehead.
Before you get into that one, did you see?
Unless you sent it to me.
Biden urging cities to spend the COVID money.
Oh yeah, this guy right here, him. That's what I meant to say. Thank you for reminding me. Real quick, it's still mayonnaise going bad.
And look at that mayonnaise right there. That's
this old jar of mayonnaise right here.
When mayonnaise separates and gets liquid at the top.
Right. Urging cities to take their COVID relief funds that they were getting from the federal government, still accepting handouts, but they quick to talk about how they don't receive funds from the federal government. But the federal government have been giving out COVID relief funds to a lot of the states, including the red states. But your good old President Biden has urged them to use their COVID relief funds, which are used to make sure people are tested, to make sure that there's adequate health equipment in the local hospitals, in the clinics, to make sure people are constantly being tested and allowed the medicine for the COVID once they have the C word to get treatment and stuff like that, to use those funds for police, because crime is rampant throughout these cities in America. Crime is rampant. But we won't talk about how the mass shootings are rampant. By the same white supremacists that just 2 years ago, the FBI chief and the CIA both said that domestic terrorism will be the highest in these United States than it's ever been. And here we have more evidence of domestic terrorism, of a domestic terrorist. I ain't gonna say terrorism, of a domestic terrorist. But this old piece of mayonnaise wants you to use your funds for policing because crime is just so rampant. What crime are we talking about, sir? Are we talking about hate crimes? Because hate crimes are rampant. Are we doing anything about it? Your own capital was destroyed. Your shiny beacon on the hill, as Capitol Hill is known, that was destroyed. Nothing has been done. Nothing has been done yet. So what crime are we talking about? What criminal activity are we so worried about that needs more policing? I'll wait. Because it sure ain't this, because that man is still walking around free and can breathe. He may be in a jail cell right now, but
What
he
size
surely
of those
can
goddamn
breathe.
boots?
Huh?
What size are those damn boots?
Like a 15. Them chicks look like Titanics. But 18 years old. 18.
Well, I guess I'll tell you one thing. He won't be helping out with the repopulating of the white folk.
Well,
He'll never see any. He'll see ass. And he'll see a lot of dick. But he won't see no pussy.
Well, we shall see. You know how they do. You know,
oh, that's right, because the white women's breaking them out of jail now.
And dying doing it. And forgive me, last week I did say that I thought the dude died, but the woman apparently.
It was the woman that died. Okay, yeah I thought that's what it was.
The woman had died. But, so my apologies.
You know what? I told you, my bestie, she was messing with some prison stuff.
Yeah, but
I was like, "Is the dick all like that?" And she was like, "Yeah, the dick all like that." I said,
but I mean, I guess it would
right,
because
whatever.
It's pent up for some years, so it's coming on strong. It's no holds barred. But yeah, she don't.
It wasn't just shooting up the club; it was just annihilating.
No, it just shooting up everything. But yeah, she lost her life. I just feel like even with this, give it 2 years, and they'll be talking about lowering whatever sentence they give him right now. You look at Dylan Roof; he shot up 9 people in a church during a prayer service.
No, but it goes back to that goddamn Kyle Rittenhouse. They let that motherfucker walk. They sent the signal, and that's why he gave himself up. He didn't do because normally they would do a little shootout or whatever.
Yeah, but even in the shootouts that they have done with these white folks, the white folks don't die. Like they don't unless they kill themselves, they don't kill them. That's what I'm saying. Like that's just and 10 people. You went from 9 to 10, and that's okay. Yet, and you know the only reason why they even let the subway dude because they didn't apprehend him. He turned himself in.
He turned himself. Where was he going to run?
What?
That motherfucker wasn't running nowhere. He's like, "Whoo! I made it to this corner. I can't do this shit. This shit ain't."
But I'm trying to figure out how he run after he did all that. Like
he probably thought I should have trained first. I should have trained first. Because that motherfucker wasn't going to run to nobody's fucking corner. He was hoping when them subway trains came by, he could just walk on there.
Just crazy.
Because he looked out of breath when they walked him up them steps.
Right.
You looked at him. About to die in them cuffs.
Out of breath, all that. Let me take a minute. But it's just really, 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 really crazy that we not only still live, but live in a society where one crime is looked at as quickly having a mental issue, and we talk about all this mental health lack and how we need to
because they
be
threw
more
that shit out
supportive
there fast.
of
And
mental
that's what I was
health.
waiting for. I
Yes,
was waiting for that
quick.
shit.
I mean, it was like within 24 hours. It was it's because of the pandemic. Because he's been secluded for so long.
Making excuses for him.
Fuck
that shit.
He's a really good kid. Yeah, Trayvon Martin was a good kid too, who happened to just be coming home or coming to his father's house from leaving the store to go get some Skittles and something to drink, and somebody felt like he shouldn't be there.
All the traffic stops that ended in death for a light. That type of foolishness.
Killed.
Look, people, just understand this. We have been at war, under siege, since we've touched, our ancestors touched this ground. Okay, plain and simple. That's all it is.
That is it.
That's all it is. Don't let these motherfuckers tell you
since
that it's not.
Since 1619.
And before that, when the first cracker touched the touchdown on this bitch.
Yeah, very true.
We are at war. They hit that is considered a soft target because there were older people. On us, because he scouted the place. He scouted the place the day before.
Right. And he talked about it. And I heard on Twitch they had it filmed. It was
he was live. And you know what? A lot of people didn't know. A friend of mine was telling me, he said, I didn't know what this shit was. Because sometimes people just put the camera on and they go on about their business.
Yeah.
But he had he was televising it or using streaming with Twitch. But understand that we are at war.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And that is a soft target. Churches are a soft target. Schools are a soft target. There's no resistance. The only thing he ran up against was a security guard. And he outgunned, and he had the Kevlar vest.
Yeah.
That's why it was the bullets were ineffective, because the cop was hitting them with body shots. But understand, that's what it is. And that's what they're going to do, because there's no resistance when you're shooting little old ladies.
Right.
The youngest person there that was killed was 32 years old.
Right.
And everybody else was much older. There was a guy there buying cupcakes for his son, 3-year-old son's birthday. He was just 50.
Wow.
Papa was call it what it is, and that's what it is. And don't think it's not anything else.
Yeah.
Don't let the TV or these news people try to whitewash it and make it clinical. These motherfuckers don't. You get these clowns out here. They want to kill you.
That's
plain and simple. They want to kill you.
They want to kill you. Yeah.
And that's it. Because he didn't take his ass down the street.
No.
Where Ray Pookie and all of them were down there at the basketball court.
But he did visit a local area that he knows that a lot of black people do shop.
On a Saturday.
Yeah.
What are you going to find?
Yeah.
They were probably already pissed because fucking price is ridiculous. Now you got to worry about this. Now you have to worry about this shit. But understand it and never forget it. They don't want you here. There's a whole group of them.
Yeah.
That's why they're coming up with every excuse in the book.
Yeah.
And now our government has showed who they are.
Well, they show who they are.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people in our government. I mean, the Republicans.
Yeah.
These all you hear were quick crickets.
Yeah. Nothing. No gun law changes. No nothing. No. Let's go with legislation to change the gun laws.
The George Floyd Act. 2 years. 2 years that man's been gone.
Yeah. And nothing. Yeah. But they're quick to throw some money and just quiet it down and go on about your business.
Or not say anything. Not say anything at all.
Yeah. Just crazy.
But understand, we have our own war here.
Yeah, we do.
So when they decide to send boots over there to the Ukraine to help them, hopefully some of our young military say, fuck you. We need to stay here and defend our people here at home.
Right. Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, very true.
plain and simple. We have our own issues.
Yeah, we definitely do. We definitely do.
Our government and their people
that have never been addressed.
Have never been addressed, and they are attacking us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like
don't the way you see it is the way it is. Don't let nobody whitewash that shit for you.
Yeah. And definitely prayers again.
That's right. He researched. Yeah, he did. He researched.
He did.
Reconned the area.
And he did.
And he knew where he was not gonna go. He was gonna take his ass over to that basketball court.
Yeah.
Because they'd lit his ass up.
As soon as the first shot was fired, somebody would have reached in their book bag or whatever and popped his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. This is calling it politics. Yeah, replacement theory. They've been talking about that forever. But they always kept saying too that these motherfuckers were going to have a fit, and this is their fit. If we were a smaller group, say like Black Wall Street, but now we're in such a we're all over the place. You can't hide it.
Yeah.
You can't. You can't.
I mean,
hide
you can try because they do try.
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, it begins to show when they don't get their way in certain things, like, a politician not winning, legislation not going their way. They start to expose themselves. So this is, nothing different.
Yeah, but I tell you, it's going to be a larger one. I tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think this shit's over?
No. No, and please don't think it's over. You're right.
You don't get comfortable.
You heard the Attorney General of New York, of that area, talking about, I'm the prosecutor rather. I'm not even going to mention this person's name. I'm not even going to give him the clout or the celebrity to mention his name. What difference does it make? Because had it been somebody black or of any other color, you would have mentioned their name. You would have flashed their picture instantly upon the TV.
You'd had all the school. You'd had every school picture.
We would have known from jump
ever taken
who
from the
he
jump.
was.
You just showed everyone.
We would have known who he was, what he used to do, what he don't do.
If he has children, how many babies?
What
does he have? How many babies? Mothers that he has? Who his mother was? That she wasn't actually. That's not actually his father. That's his stepfather.
Right.
You'd have had. They would have done
known
total recon on him.
Right, we would have known all that information before he was even booked, before fingerprint was even given. But because he was their color, it was, I'm not giving that person any kind of celebrity. But no, you were protecting, as you normally do when it comes to people of your own kind. Whether you agree with their actions or not, you still protect them in the way that you can. And protecting them by, I'm not going to give you their name. You're not going to give the media their name. Why? So they won't be able to plaster and badger the family.
And that's what they need to start doing too. You need to start going after these families. You know that these stupid ass men, because he's 18, they're training. He's buying weaponry. How you gonna? He lives in your house.
Right. So you mean to tell me he learned how to use that weapon without you?
You probably took him yourself.
Yep. Probably.
And how many? He has 7. Don't you think that's a little bit much? Why is he stockpiling all this ammo?
For someone who just does it, for sport or protection. All right, protection. I can see 2 or even 3 at the most. But why?
No, you know, a lot of them tell this is for hunting. Why in the hell do you need a semi-automatic to hunt a deer?
Hunt deer.
What is the deer packing? That's what I'm afraid to find out. What is the deer packing?
Right.
That you have to have an AR-15.
When the deer don't even see you coming, but you need all that. Then that just means your shot is bad. But I don't.
No, but they need to start going after these families. They know that these families, these kids are bringing this weaponry into your. Look, my kid's gonna bring shit in here without me knowing it. And I always used to tell them anyway that this is a dictatorship.
But that's because the reality is it's there. It's there because the father brought it there, the mother brought it there. It's already there. So when they grow up around it, and they already know what to use it for. It's called for hunting, but what exactly are they hunting? They're not hunting deer.
No, hell
That's
no.
not the purpose. The purpose is if they come anywhere near us, we're gonna hunt them down. We think about Ahmaud Arbery. He's just jogging. They don't believe he should be there. What did they do? They hunted him down.
They hunted him down.
They didn't ask no questions.
Let's believe
they hunted him down, killed him later, and then tried to clean up the fact that, oh, this may look bad. Hey, let me get on the phone and call my people.
And that's exactly what they did too. They called that bitch 16 times.
16 times.
When does she have her case? When does her case come up?
It's coming up soon because they still talk about.
Oh, because they ought to skull fuck that bitch to death.
Yeah, they should. But I don't think they will.
Called her ass 16 times.
I don't think they will. I think they're gonna try to find a way. Well,
they've been hushing it. They've pretty much been hushing it. You haven't heard.
Right, you haven't heard anything
on it
about a court date or anything. Right? Yeah. So. Because I'm pretty sure she's, oh, my family, we can't, we're so scared because all of this publicity. But you've done it. You answered the call. You not only answered the call when he called you, after the 16th time, probably the 17th, you answered the call. Then you made provisions to protect him and his son from the murder that they committed. So this is nothing new. Again, we may not know it because we don't ride in the circles, but the circles have already been confirming that, hey, we got to kill them. I said earlier, way back when Corona first started itching around, that the Clowns Association, aka KKK, have been saying to other members in their web address that if you have Corona, start coughing and go around shit and just spread it.
Spread it.
This is nothing. This is nothing different. You got the little 18-year-old boy running around lighting fire to shit, lighting people up, and get away with it. And you don't think other people are watching this and thinking, oh, if he could get away with that in Kenosha because he was protecting property that didn't belong to him, that he had no affiliation with, I can do this too.
Do you know who this is?
No, I don't.
All right, I got it.
Cancel Christmas. So it's just like, I don't wake up, people, because this is just what we're dealing with. And no, that don't mean stop going out or stop doing or living your life.
Yeah, live your life, but be aware.
Right.
Just be aware. Live your life, but just be aware that this is what they're going after. They're going after soft targets.
If you can get your license, get it. Get it. And know what it is. Know the little limitations that they put on people who they don't want to have gun licenses or weapon, or any kind of licenses to protect yourself. Know in your state what the recommendations are, but please make sure you are protecting yourself at all costs, because these people don't care, because they are protected not by the law, because the law, quote unquote, is colorblind. It only depends on who
it works for them. It's worked for them. It works.
Yeah, it's only
it works for them.
Who kind of lays the law down is who is protected. So make sure that we are following the law, which is set by them to the T, that we are protected. But if you can, get your license to protect yourself, do so. So you won't be, at a church meeting praising God and somebody comes in there asking for prayer and they want to light the place up. And still we're talking about, we want to reduce the sentence. For who? You murdered 9 people, and not just 9 ordinary people. One of them happened to be a congressman of these United States, and we're still talking about lessening a sentence?
Yeah, and also get comfortable with the thought that you will have to protect yourself.
Yeah.
You have a right to exist.
Yeah.
So you might as well do I don't know if you can say
what's necessary.
Do what you have make sure that you put them down. Don't injure.
Yeah.
Don't injure. Make sure you put them down. Don't
That's
injure.
that's what they're
Because
thinking about
I
you.
remember being taught you injure.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't do that anymore. I
No.
was taught to injure. And that used to be a mind fuck for me to think that I would have to put something down.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, because it's crazy that that's what they think of you. Like they don't think anything
because that's
of
what they
you
would do.
than to just
Get them before they get you.
Yeah, in your life. That's ridiculous. 10 people? 10. And now we're talking about his mental status, his mental health.
Mhm.
Obviously, it's fucked up. Next
Well, look,
line, he
could have
was.
took. Go ahead.
Mhm. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go.
They could have took that goddamn that Rona money and got some mental health
Right.
expanded out on that. But they
But
wanted to get more boots on the ground also.
well, again, we're looking at where it was done. Buffalo, New York, which has Republican legislators. Don't think because it's New York that everybody in New York is a part of the Democratic Party. New York City, yes. New York State, hell no. They're Trump supporters.
Oh yeah, they're Trump supporters.
So there is nothing that they would have done to protect Buffalo because it's not, especially in that area, they're not concerned about that area because that's not where their voting block comes from.
That's right. It's not their concern.
But this is what I say to you all. This is why, when we get into these whole, it's not about, it is. It is clearly about race. It is what it is. We need to stop trying to dress something up to be something different than what it's not. It is about, and not to say was not, like what's his face, but it is clearly about race. And we need to.
And that's all it's ever been.
Yeah, that's all it's ever been. That's all it's ever been. It has not been about the actual academics of another over someone else. It has really all been about race. It has been when there was affirmative action, it was about race. Yes, white women benefited from it, but in order for them to make sure they stayed under the government quota or line, it was about race. So regardless about the academic prowess of an individual, it still became about race. These situations are about race. Unfortunate as they may be, they are about race. And the more we try to ignore it or not pay attention to it, the worse they become. Because the reality is, when you want to really handle a situation, you deal with it head on and you call a thing a thing.
Yeah, you can't kumbaya with everybody.
No, you just can't.
Not when they've been coming after you. They've hit us from so many ways. I'm surprised that as a race that we are still standing.
Well, that's because we're resilient. Yeah.
I mean, but think about it. Think about it. It's embedded in everything from education to the medical field, just everything in housing. It is just in everything. It is the United States is infested to the point where it will collapse.
Yeah, but
it will do.
Point, yeah, of course.
But, and it will crumble. It will. It's U.S. has cancer.
Yeah,
terminal, and it's just a matter of time before it's done.
I agree with that.
And when it falls, it's not. I don't believe it's going to fall from an outside source. It's going to collapse from within.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. I mean, of course it will. You see how they're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about Trump possibly running again, or you have people
after all of that. It's just unheard of. Unheard of.
It is, but it is.
We had a damn mayor selling children's books, and her ass went to jail.
Oh my gosh! And gift cards.
And the other one was gift cards.
Yeah, and the other one was gift cards, and went to jail. That's it.
It's ridiculous. But yet you have the president of the United States who has allowed millions of people to die.
Yeah.
It just has done numerous. It's just so much shit. It's like, just pick a day on the calendar. They ought to have a calendar called a Trump calendar, and every time it would show a date, what stupid shit he did on that day.
Mm-hmm.
And we will probably be so fucking amazed by the stuff that we've missed.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, the stuff that wasn't reported.
Yeah, that's coming out now.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And a lot of them just sat back and watched it.
You said
it's just ridiculous, just ridiculous. But yes, people understand that we are in the state of war here.
Right.
Prayers go out to the Ukraine, but we need to handle our own situation here on the soil.
That's it. But of course, we're going to pay attention to what's going on in Ukraine. Why? Because they look like them. They foreigners, but they still look like them. So of course they're going to pay attention to them. And it's all about, oh, prayers for Ukraine. Yeah, but you got people right here shooting up people just because they don't look like them. Still.
Yeah.
In 2022, when people thought you'd have a flying car right about now, you'd be living like the fucking Jetsons.
Well, I'm sure some people would be dropping transmissions on other people's backs. But we's not floating yet.
No, but I mean, it's just really, 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 really crazy. It is just the beginning. And how much meat could you get after shooting an AK-47? Not much at all.
There ain't much left.
All right.
Nothing that you'll eat. You'll be picking out. I'm gonna say buckshot.
It'd be nothing but bone shellings and shit, because it would just obliterate the bones. There'll be sharp bone fragments in your meat and stuff. So it would be ridiculous.
Plus, I don't know about y'all. I don't like my shit that fresh. It's too gamey for me.
Right. There's nothing
like
to sit in the
freezer for a long time.
Right. Straight grass.
It's like, it's nasty. That's the nastiest thing.
Right. But just in case you guys have any stories or anything that you want to let me know or send, you are free to hit me up at any one of these special social media sites. All right, so make sure you hit those up. You hit the Facebook, the Instagram, or email, and I will get around to it. Yes, I know sometimes I'll answer it or attempt to answer it, but for the most part, if I'm not busy, I will really answer it fully and completely. I usually always do.
What, no OnlyFans on there?
No, there is OnlyFans. There is no only.
You got to diversify.
I mean, I'll diversify when I guess I need to. But
we all gonna be broke soon. What you talking about? Goddamn gas, $100,000. We all's gonna be riding bicycles. We gonna be with you, Melissa.
Yeah, right.
Riding with you.
We're gonna be riding with you on the bus.
We gonna have big muscular legs.
Big old calf
tight booties, big old calf muscles, tight booties.
I could break a whole quarter in half.
Hey, Virginia Weird-Bone, how you doing?
What's going on, everybody? Let's get into what's going on in these YouTube streets and other places with.
Hey, who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who had been saying that? Who said that? Who said that?
Oh, everything's falling. Okay,
bring it up, shit.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So who said that? Let's get into that. Sorry, that was my.
I don't know. It's more like who showed that.
Who showed that? Right. First of all, who said that? Let's get into the state of the beef sector coming back. Congratulations, I guess. I don't know, but I don't know what that was about. I thought you was leaving, but I guess you're coming back. But I guess so. How about people shouldn't say they're leaving, just that they're taking a break?
Yeah, there's been a lot of people that exit and then they sneak back in.
Yeah, just say you're taking a break. Don't say you leaving, because when you leave and you come back, it looks kind of like, why you come back? Okay. You took a break, and that's okay. We should all take a break and disconnect.
Let me tell you, a lot of you people definitely need to take a long break. Please do us all a favor.
Yeah,
do that, because
take a nap.
Damn.
Take a nap. But yeah, it was nice.
Go get some sunshine. Get some sun. It's getting warm outside. Been cooped up, you know.
Sunshine, lipo, something.
Lipo. Oh, go get some. What do you need lipo for?
Huh?
So what do you need lipo for?
Some people can't lose it naturally. They need to do something.
Oh, that's why they need to go outside.
They can't lose it naturally.
Look, you can't just make it look pretty and the shit all broke up on the inside. They ain't gonna do no good.
Well, a lot of these motherfuckers is broke up on the inside. That's the problem. So it ain't, it's like, fix yourself from the inside out. That way it'll show through. It'll be like, ooh, sunbeams.
Oh Lord, why'd you make me think of that clown talking about put some light on the inside to irradiate the Rona? Sunbeams and stick a 40-watt bulb up my ass. Turn it on.
I'm glowing. Let's see. State of the V sector came back for a special edition. I mean, it was nice, but again, if you're gonna take a break, don't say you're leaving. Just take a break. Other people have kind of come back that said that they were leaving the quote unquote beef sector. For me, you kind of lose a little credibility when you say you're leaving and you come back. You just say that you're going to take a break. It would be better. Because if you know you're going to come back, because this is kind of where you live or where your heart is, then so be it. There's no big thing. I mean,
or you're going to go try out a new platform,
But because in the day you still kind of have your platform dangling in this, so you're kind of like leaving. Where you go? You ain't go nowhere.
No, especially if it's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or 2 weeks or less than a month. Like 3 weeks. It's like, okay, it's been 3 weeks. But whatever. Other than that, I hear JW has gotten a pet. Congratulations. It's a shelter dog, an older gentleman like yourself. That should be like an odd couple kind of relationship.
Well, now him and Rebel can go to the dog park.
Well, Rebel has a younger dog, so Rebel's dog going to be a little rambunctious for JW's older canine.
I don't think his dog's that old. Not on his deathbed. You made it sound like the dog.
I mean, you don't know. You never know. But yeah, congratulations to JW.
Yeah, because they all deserve. They all deserve a good home. Definitely.
Yeah, all dogs and pets, other animals in shelters deserve a good home. So if you do have a good home and looking for some companionship, then why not get a dog? And make your or cat or what have you, and make your house a home.
It's nothing like them.
Yeah, there's really nothing like them, and they are their own individual people.
Mm-hmm.
So
it gives you something to do,
something to look after, and be concerned about other than yourself. Now, I think that's great. I did hear that, of course, there's some talk about V. Lenore being a colorist after what JW presented upon her panel, kind of backfiring. I don't. I think, first of all, we use terminology that we don't necessarily under true definition of that and throw it on people. that it really does not equate to. The fact that she happens to be of fair skin is no choice of her own, just like any of us don't have a choice to how we were born. So that's kind of whatever. And then to say, well, people can get emotional. They can get emotional for many reasons. They can get emotional because, for one, I don't think, and I'm not necessarily speaking for her, but just in the way I know of her from watching, if you have respect for someone, or you hold someone to a certain kind of like, oh, okay, I really respect this person and the views they give or whatever, and then that person then kind of turns on you and says you are someone that you are not, or presented something that you know that's not in your character to present, you feel some type of way because you genuinely give who you are to the people that watch, right? So in saying, oh, people felt sorry, or she started crying and people, oh, that's just her using her light skin, whatever. Absolutely ridiculous. The truth of the matter is, your behavior was unbecoming. Just the fact of the matter. And also the fact of the matter that it was done on somebody else's platform that you wouldn't normally do on your own platform, and you know that. So that's what caused your own peril, not anything that she would have done, because as many people have said, and that I totally agree upon, had it been on your platform and the shoes were reversed, you would have kept it up. You would have continued to make money off of it, subscriptions, and anything else that came from the thriller in Manila. You would have been all for it. So just because it happened to be you who had the lack of emotional intelligence, as you like to normally always point out others for not having, you let that person, which is probably bona fide, I guess, get to that soft spot of you and, let all that out without controlling yourself, taking a breath, and kind of moving forward. So for everyone who is calling out V. Lenore as a colorist or this, that, and the other for what she's done, the only reason why you're doing it is because she's a part of Babe Nation, not because of who she is, which I think is sad. Because people should be individually who they are. Who they associate themselves with should have nothing to do with who they are as creators and themselves. They like who they like, just like all of us like who we like, and we don't like who we don't like. It's one whole thing to not like someone because you know personally that that person is not a good fit for you. But it's a whole nother thing, which I know a lot of you people like to do, when you don't like someone because somebody else doesn't like them. And that's where the childish kind of confusion comes in for me. So definitely we need to learn definitions of what an actual colorist is before we go throwing that label on people. Two, again, with this call a thing a thing, call a thing a thing. If a person actually fucked up and risked their own employment, then that's what they did. And granted, I'm not saying it's a good thing, because it's not. It's never a good thing for anybody to lose any, thing that they have going for themselves. That's not it. But if you already know that your JOB has a code of conduct that you have to follow, whether it's in uniform or out of uniform, then you need to follow that at all times. And just because you're on somebody else's platform that they may not know or have record of does not mean that they may come out. So just a word to the wise. And that's for anybody. Be mindful. You are a representation. As I said previous times before, this is a family rule. This is a house rule. My mother would always say this. You are a representation of me when you go outside these doors. So whether or not you believe it or not, when people see you, they see who raised you. They see who brought you up. So you make sure that you exemplify what I've taught you to be at all times. And that's it. That's it. There's no tea, no shade, no talking circles around anything. It's just, it is what it is. Yes, at times we get a little hot-headed or overzealous in things we may do. But the grown thing to do is to be able to see your own faults and say, that's on me. I did that. I allowed that person to take me to a place that showed a side of me that, yeah, you all may not know, but it's there. And I apologize. That's the manly or womanly thing to do. To then turn it on the other person who just happens to be the platform that it's on is bullshit. And that's just as plain as it could be. Complete bullshit. And the whole doxing and all that other stuff of the person whose platform it happened to be on. Come on, y'all. Ridiculous. Like total bullshit. Total bullshit. Because if that's the case, then y'all should have been doxing other motherfuckers a long time ago for the shit that they allowed on their platform, and then people wind up making buku money off of shit. Because I ain't gonna. When I responded to the gorilla in the mist, 2,000 point views. That's even more from Peace No Love. She only got 1. So I'm just like, come on, like, I'm confused. She didn't invite him. It wasn't a special guest. He chose to click the button and go up there. So what is the argument? Why are we even attacking this woman for something he chose to do? And I'm not playing any side. It's just, it is what it is. He clicked the button. He went up there. She didn't invite him. He wasn't a special guest. He wasn't an interview. He clicked it. She had an open thing. He pressed the button. If he couldn't control himself, that's on him. Nobody else. We need to stop doing this where we're always catering to those we like and they get a pass. There's no pass given. There's no pass given. It is what it is. His action caused a reaction that, yes, it is sad. Yes, it's unfortunate, but those were his actions. And that's just what we need to do, is be more adult about the situation and understand that that's what it is. It had nothing to do with anybody else. So all the doxing of other people that had nothing to do with the situation at hand is ridiculous. Truly ridiculous, because you don't like how your favorite person was treated. Well, if you don't like how your favorite person was treated, this is what you do. Instead of giving the money that you were giving to YouTube, because you know YouTube does take 30% of that, give it to the person to their personal Cash App. So that way they get it directly. So when they got to pay their bills that come from no longer being employed after that final check comes through, then that's what you do. Send Cash App. Don't send through YouTube because they take 30%. So if you're really trying to show off, make sure
they're the pimp. They're the pimp.
Yeah, make sure you send it directly.
Mm-hmm. Cash App or PayPal.
Venmo,
or Zelle. But don't give them a cut.
Don't give them a cut because you ain't showing off shit. What are you showing? You're not showing off nothing. And to be absolutely honest, to think that other people don't get patronized because you don't see it, is ridiculous. All right. So on that note.
Okay. Mine won't be as long. Look, plain and simple. When you make enemies out on the streets, don't assume that your enemies will not take advantage of your slip. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And as you can see how far they will actually go to do your ass in.
But do you really have enemies?
Oh yeah, they have enemies.
No,
I mean,
yeah, they do, but it's like creation, though. A lot of it is creation.
I mean, people that they've actually fucked over.
Yeah,
or the ones, especially the ones that it may not be an ongoing back and forth. It may be that one time that they'll say something slick.
I'm a
block so and so. Well, you know what? That's the way you feel. I'm gonna block you. Click.
But that's what I'm saying.
Don't think they're not sitting and waiting.
That's what I'm saying. But that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, please stop forgetting that people are waiting.
They're waiting for you.
So they get back. That's it. They're waiting for their get back. So don't put it on somebody else who has nothing to do with what happened to you and make that person, a Villanor type character, your catalyst for what happened.
Not with supposedly all these phone calls that I heard.
This is what I'm saying. That had nothing to do with it.
But who gave out the number?
I'll wait. Whomever called that number and you picked up.
Was it on Grindr? I don't know.
I have no idea what it was.
But don't think people aren't just sitting. They're waiting for you to trip.
Yeah, that's it. They're waiting for you to
learn that the first time.
Waiting for you to have your moment.
Because just like in war, there are no rules, evidently over here.
No, there are rules. Just certain people choose to follow them for their favorites, and other people choose not to regarding other people. That's all it is. That's it. Because if it's their favorites, oh, no, we don't follow rules. No, you can't do this. No, you can't say that. No, don't go here. No, don't go there. But anybody else, it don't matter. So it's like, you can't have rules for one and not rules for other. If you're going to follow rules, you follow rules for everybody. If you're not, then don't feel no type of way when things happen the way they happen. Because
it sounded as though they were tripping over themselves to get a hold on this one. They could not wait. And that says a lot. That says a lot too.
And I guess so. You pulling up information and they're going, it's public information. Yeah, it may be public, but it wasn't public for you with your subscribers to display. So of course, you looking for payback. And again, that's not kissing up anybody, because most of these other content creators I don't even watch. And that's very truthful, not as a disrespectful thing, just we don't cross paths. Like our discussions or our thought patterns are not aligned. So I don't, I wouldn't know what's going on over there unless someone said, oh, this is what this person is talking about. You should go check this out. And that's the only way I would know. But just from what I know, it's just like it's like, come on, like if you did, put this person's information out, of course this person is gonna put your information out the first chance he gets. And then don't think that there are not people who go to your channel day in and day out when you have your lives and not sit there and gather up information to give to other content creators.
Yeah.
The trust and believe. That's how I got to see that.
There are a lot of moles. We got a lot of moles.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I got to see that horrible audition when I realized, oh, this is why the Root to the Who said no, because that audition was trash, and that's no disrespect. That's just really what it was. You did not put no effort really into that audition to make somebody even want to go. Yeah, I'll pick that person. Oh yeah, that person should be involved. That shit was so like next. Like I'm not even considering. You know what I'm saying? So there's no, there's nothing there that that would make a person think otherwise. And it's the same thing with anything else. When you do something to someone, expect that you will get God, and it may not be when you expect it.
Yeah,
it's like God,
and as we see now, that it's not even what you expected.
Right. It may not come when you want to, but it's right on time. It's right on time for everything that you've done.
Because that shit leapt off the screens.
That's it. That's it. And a lot of stuff does. Yeah, and a lot of stuff does, and people don't realize that. Like, granted, a lot of things for some people just don't stay on here.
Mm-hmm.
You get off here after you said what you said, and then it's, I still got to go. I still got to go. Because a lot of people are not satisfied with
remember, you have a lot of unstable people here, and they have nothing to do.
Nothing to do and nothing to lose, as we can see.
To sit down and comb the internet to find whatever information they can find, run cross references on phone numbers and names and everything.
How you can be on court on YouTube about your foreclosure and think that is something that's supposed to be like something to promote. I don't know.
Crazy, man. These motherfuckers are crazy. These motherfuckers are crazy.
That's absolute crazy. Like, I could not, none of it made sense to me. None of it. It's almost like, well, I'm going to do it before somebody gets to do it to me. But it still was like, it's showing that you don't have what it takes to sustain it. So then how is that beneficial to you? Because you broke, you ain't got no money that they would throw out without evidence is just hearsay. But with evidence that you gave, it's pure fact. So how then does somebody saying somebody else is broke and knowing it for a fact because you displayed it make it less than fact?
People go outside and get some sunshine.
Please.
Shit.
Please. Because you ain't got nothing else better to do. Nothing. Nothing. That you can't maintain a household, that you can't keep children, that you can't do this and do that other than do what you're doing. It's unproductive. It really is. And the sad part is that we sitting up here looking at our own people. Hate it or love it, it is what it is. But we're going to be looking at our own people do this destructive stuff. For what? Because people can't be accountable for their own actions? Because that's all what it boils down to. Be a man or be a woman and say, yeah, I did it, I said it. But that person has nothing to do with the consequences of what happened to me. And I would appreciate if you all not do that. It takes nothing. It takes nothing to do that.
Patty Duke say, you show your cat or your pain on YouTube. Why not show your foreclosure?
But then you get mad when people say they call you broke. But you're showing it. You're showing it. It don't show that, oh, yeah, he beat the system. How? And not that I want to see your cat or your peen on
No, because
YouTube.
they don't over here. They don't take care of themselves.
No,
I don't want to see that shit.
some things be looking dirt and dusty.
Dry. It's like you're home all day
What I
long.
will say is I
Moisturize.
am very glad that we stopped talking about Dovey's thing, whatever it's gonna be, not gonna be. I really wish.
Oh, the swimming with the dolphins and
swimming with
the
the
Jamaican
sea cows,
Jamaican fish
with the
and all
sea
the rest of
cows
that.
and the Jamaican fish. Yeah, I'm glad we stopped talking about that.
Keep it up. Ain't nobody going nowhere. That roller the numbers keep popping.
The numbers keep climbing as people keep talking about some. Oh, come to my state, visit my state. Yeah, right, bitch. No way.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. So
You get variant Z.
Right. You be at Alpha, you be at Omega, you be at the beginning and the end.
At the end, the Alpha and the Omega.
Right. You be at the Jesus Christ in a minute, and it'll be done for everybody. Armageddon, done, just finished.
Be like, I knew Jesus wasn't white.
Right. See you at the crossroads.
Oh, you a fool.
Because it would be. I mean, you sit up there playing these games. Know that life is too short. All right.
And we're living in really dangerous times if you think about it. Really dangerous times.
We're not guaranteed any of this. If none of this,
can't even go to the store and buy a pack of chicken.
Yep.
You know,
I mean, you can't even go to the store. Period. I mean, there was moments.
Well, if there was even any chicken on the shelf,
right?
But
there was moments even as a kid where going to the movies was not even a thing. And then there was a lot of shootings at the Green Acres. I know I'm giving away my location as a kid, but at the Green Acres Mall movie theater in Queens, that they started having metal detectors. So then going to the movies became kind of unsafe, and we would go mostly to Cross Bay, which was a more white movie theater, but they didn't have, the metal detectors and all that jazz, because you didn't feel safe. You know what I'm saying? Like going, it was like, even my mom, when she did let us go by ourselves, it was like, oh, where are you going? And we would say, oh, going to Green Acres, because, that was usually easy. You in the mall, you would just go to the movie theater.
But then, too, it all depended upon what the movie was, because if it was enough to attract other groups, other groups of people, you couldn't go, you couldn't do that. No, I don't think, well, I'll go with you.
Right.
That type of thing.
So, and again, not thinking of it as, being younger, you're thinking, oh, you have, the rest of your life. I can't wait to get this old. I can't wait to get this old.
And you're still doing the same, still have to do the same thing.
Right. And you still realize that even at the age I am now, I always, when I hear someone younger has lost their life, I go, well, thank God I was able to get to this point, or someone even close to my age, or a little older has passed on. It's like, wow, God, I dare hope that I am able to reach that milestone. Know that life is too short, and to really focus on being evil and vindictive to people, because people say, oh, what you do with Christ will last, but no, what you do for humanity will last. And we are all God's creatures. If we are all made in the image and likeness of God, then what you do for humanity or for your fellow man or woman will last. And the things you do against them will speak against you when it's that time. And I think we need to be more mindful of that. Not that we need to walk around here, goody two shoes or anything like that, but just be mindful of the things that we do and the actions that may come upon the words and things we do to others.
Yeah.
Unwarranted.
It has a lasting effect.
Yeah.
And it may come back on you sooner than you think.
That's it. And when you think, you may be
shake up your whole world.
Because you think you're safe. No one is safe. You're not safe on somebody else's platform because it's not yours. What makes you safe? When people are screen recording, shotting, saving.
All this, big time.
What
Big
makes
time.
you
That's
safe?
because they have nothing else to do. They just sit and wait.
Yeah, but then you lose your life, and then what? Then it's everybody else's fault that you lost your livelihood. Get the fuck out of here. That's a lack of adulting. If you would
Crazy.
even
That is
think
just that is so fucking crazy. Because you know, especially me, I always say it just blows my mind that they don't have rules. Just unspoken rules, just certain things you don't do. You know, you don't talk
That's
about
it.
kids, you don't talk about sick
That's
and
it.
dying,
That's
that
it.
type of thing.
Because
But
no,
it seems
because
that nothing is off limits.
because it's all done to pander to someone else that you're afraid of, that you don't want talking about you,
Well,
that you don't want to
that
be
and the
discarded.
coin.
Huh?
I said that and the coin.
Yeah, but even the coin though, but even the coin don't really come in like that, and there's no way you can really even sit there and say that it does, because if it did, you wouldn't do the things you did if your coin came in smoothly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do the things you do because you know that would bring in more coin that you need. Those of you who don't need the coin don't feel the need to really go beyond the pale to make sure you extract as much as you need, because, oh, I need so much more because I have so much to pay for. That's why you do it. You don't do it for no other reason. And then you, on top of that, you do it to pander to other people.
Yeah,
Because you make them feel superior.
That YouTube fame.
Yeah, that's what you make them feel superior. Because if you think they feel like you're equal, you're sadly mistaken by using their catchphrases and their lines. You look like a fan.
Look like what?
And as a content creator,
Look
should
like a
you
what?
be a fan?
You said a fan? You
Yeah.
said a fan? Oh, okay.
What you want to say?
I thought you said something
else. No, you look like
it
a
was
fan.
close because you
look like a fan favorite.
Okay,
you, like,
you get the rant and all your words all together. Shit. Because I was like, oh shit,
that's my
like,
that's my fast talking.
Like, private this video. Private this video, send cash apps.
Oh no, yeah. No, you look like a fan. You do look like a fan. I ain't gonna say the other thing, but those of you who may know, you know what it is. You look like, you know what you look like.
Yeah, Patty, I thought he said, didn't you? I thought he did. Anyway.
All day long. I didn't, but that's what you look like. You look like you're doing it all day long for no reason. That person don't even use it. So you doing it for no reason. Wasting mouth space. Just wasting it. But yeah. Granted, both parties were wrong. Both parties called each other's names, in the beginning of that whole back and forth thing. So nobody was, you beat up on that woman, or you said those things to that woman that was uncalled for properly, as well as JW said some things that they shouldn't, that was a little off color, unnecessary. But at the end of the day, one had a job that had more ethical grounding than the other, and the other one should have known that. And that's on that person to know that and conduct themselves accordingly. That's just it. And knowing that good and well in this day and time, you get canceled for a lot of shit.
Yeah,
and
but then that goes back to those people that you don't think you offended, but you doing this
kind of like
this kind of double life thing.
Yeah,
you don't conduct yourself.
That's it.
You say you're this.
That's
and
it.
You're conducting yourself this
That's
way.
It. And I get it. It may not bring in.
Them sisters were sitting there with them peppermints in them
purses. But that's it. But that's the
thing.
It may not bring you coin. It may not bring you popularity like you wish it should, like you hope it should. But the reality of it is this: if you're really into it because of that, then it will come, whether it's slow, medium, fast, or whatever, from exactly of the place that you want it to come from. So if you want it to come from a religious kind of, I'm this person and this is what I do, and yeah, I may get a little messy, or I may, cuss a little bit, like AKA the cussing pastor, but the cussing pastor came out here as the cussing pastor.
Yeah. The big
See the
difference when you
See
came
the
out
difference?
and showed who
The
you were
difference?
from the
The
beginning.
custom pastor didn't come out here with, oh, I am this level of educated. I have this. I have that. I have this. And now I'm going to act like this because I know this brings in the coin because that's what I'm here for. No. Because it makes you look indifferent to a lot of folks and not genuine.
I'm just glad nobody's porn tape was leaked. That would have been a fucking mess.
And whoever is porn bombing other people's channels, I heard the Intel creator got her channel snatched because somebody porn bombed it. I just think that one, just be mindful of who you let on. You know what I'm saying? Like, use the things that StreamYard and other things have to make sure you screen the people. That's all you can do, but utilize it. Granted, I know people like to use StreamYard to encourage people to come on and do their thing and kind of say what they need to say, which is perfectly fine, but make more provisions to make sure you're safeguarding yourself.
Don't get that comfortable.
Yeah, don't get that comfortable to think that everybody who's there is there for you and to support you. Some people are there to attack you and want to see you fall. So just be mindful of that. I hope she, gets her channel back. And, I heard that the new channel she created within a couple hours gained 1,000 and is on its way. So congratulations. And, I hope this is a lesson that everybody is not for you, and even the people that sit amongst you and, encourage you, kind of want to see your downfall in a sense too. And then on top of that, if it's somebody you don't recognize, keep that shit up.
Yeah.
Keep that shit up. If they there and they want to add,
don't invite them. Don't invite them out.
You have the power to control your own platform. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you don't,
it's your house. You don't have to open the door.
Hey, I don't recognize you. You never came here before. Next, moving right along. You don't have to entertain
your shit. Your shit looks dry. It won't get shown tonight.
Right. That's it, and that's all. So I don't know, but that's unfortunate.
Hey, Lemon, how you doing?
The other situations. Hey. Oh, okay. Hey, what's going on, Exec? What's going on? Yeah, so you have the power to control that and always be mindful of that. Granted, I know the popularity of being the person doing all that and the place that everybody goes to is enticing, because it is. Anybody wants. I mean, there's no reason why people don't do this if they don't want to be maybe not the top spot, but have some kind of engagement large enough to where in which they can be a mover and shaker in different spaces. That's why you do it. But at the end of the day, when you know that your time will come or your moment will come when it comes, and you just naturally flow into that, let it happen. It is what it is. I get this sense everybody's talking about, other people talk about, oh, they coming for your spot. Trust me, everybody has a spot. Everybody has a spot. And there's nothing anyone can do that will shake you from your spot. When you're in your spot, you're in your spot. And there's nothing nobody can do to shake you from your spot. So all this, people thinking, oh, this one's going to take this one from their spot, or this one's going to take it. Listen, a lot of y'all give these people these titles of excellence that they don't necessarily deserve or have.
So very true.
They don't. So, it's like, yeah, you may be good, but you ain't the best. And, you may be funny, but you ain't the funniest. And that's just
well, when it's local entertainment.
You know what I'm saying? When you just like there doing the local shit, it's like, okay, yeah, you cool. Because ain't nobody seen.
Remember when they used to have UHF stations?
Right, the different you or the next you.
PBS. That's PBS.
Right. You PBS, ain't nobody really watching you but the few.
You know,
But then if you venture out and people go, I don't even know who that is.
You
They
know,
go,
you know
"How
what you
don't
know
who
what
that
you
is?"
are.
Right. How you don't know who that is? Because they don't know. Because in a larger audience, in a larger scheme of
Yeah.
things, don't nobody know who you are.
Nobody
And
know who
your
you are.
numbers don't match. Please. If you don't get nothing from this evening other than the real news that we talked about, know this. If your numbers don't match, your shit ain't real. If you got about 30,000, 40,000 subscribers and you barely scraping 10% of that viewership, when you click live and your later views,
Yeah.
I believe you're not it. You're not it. Most of them people dead or double copies or cousins and relatives that got two and three.
Especially
Got 2 and
now.
3 subscriptions.
We're on the back end of those
So
2 years.
So cut the shit.
We're on the back end of those 2 years, and you may never see those types of numbers again unless we go back into lockdown.
This is what I'm saying, but I'm just saying, like, it just don't make no sense. Like, please stop. People start sitting there counting numbers. Like, oh, I get more views than you. I get more views than you. Yeah, when you're talking about bullshit, of course.
Yeah, you have to look at what your content
Of course,
is.
when you're talking about bullshit, and then on top of that, if you having 30, 40, 50,000 view memberships or subscriptions rather, and your views are less than 10%, do the math. Plain and simple. So I don't get it. But anyway, I'm done. That's all I got to say.
You feel better?
I ain't got no movies. I need to get some more tea. So I can get this.
Oh, so okay. So you did okay. You see Morbius.
I did, but I didn't really know what the hell was going on. I don't think I watched I either gotta watch it again. I mean, I know it's like the vampire-ishness shit going on, but
yeah, it's the Marvel vampire.
Yeah, I gotta watch it again because I was a bit like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I gotta watch it
again. And Firestarter, I haven't seen that one yet. They have a new one. That's on Peacock. I think it's on Peacock.
I gotta check that out. I did see Doctor Strange. That one was pretty good. I mean, after I watched it like the third time, I was like, oh, okay.
I can't. This internet shit has fucked me up so much. I have attention span of a gnat. Okay. The only thing I could do is read a book.
It took me 3 times.
Yeah, that's a lot. What? And it wasn't because it was good, huh?
No, not really.
Okay. I don't feel bad then.
The parts I saw, then the parts I disconnected. And I was like, okay. And when I put it together on the third time, I was like, oh, okay. It wasn't that bad.
But to sit and watch something straight through, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I thought I had Alzheimer's. I thought something was fucking
wrong.
If
they don't catch me in the first couple of, I thought I'd be like,
I just can't sit. I can't sit. I have to do something. It has to be interactive. Something going on.
It doesn't really catch me like right off the back. It was a bit like, okay, what's going on here? Okay. Then it was like, well, what's that got to do with that? And then, okay, I guess I see it. And it was like, I guess, there's a lot of.
What do you say, Patty? You want to Perry Mason binge? Which one? Did you start all the way back? Let's see. Is the movie long?
I think it was like 3 hours. 2. I think it was like 2.
Which movie?
Change. I think it was Doctor Strange. I think he was.
Doctor Strange was long.
Yeah, I think it was like 2
to 3 hours. Yeah, Mobius was like an hour and 40 some odd minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't really that, but I was really not. I wasn't impressed that much.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't impressed that much at all. There wasn't nothing I was like, "Ooh, yeah, oh, that was really cool." It was just like, yeah.
Season. Oh, you don't see it from season. Oh, from season.
I did watch And shout out to my friend for introducing me to this series on Netflix called Castle. It's a Nigerian series about this law firm, kind of something similar to like a watered down version of like Scandal in a sense. But it was good. It was really good. Or The Practice.
Were they
But
all African?
yes.
All bleached?
No.
They need to stop that shit.
They do, because they look like
They look terrible.
They do look terrible.
They look like bananas.
Albinos.
Dark browns. I've never
People
seen that shade
or
of
they
brown.
look like how can I put this nicely? Saltines looked originally in the Caucasus Mountains. That's probably
okay. All pasty pale.
Pasty pale.
Where you can see their veins.
Sleeves.
Oh,
yes,
night walkers. Okay.
Like Ghana. Yeah, like night walkers in Ghana. That's what they look like.
Oh, my
from the continent of Africa and many of the countries in it to many of the island nations of Jamaica and other places that believe that bleaching your skin is something to do for status or acceptance. Please stop, because it makes you look like a goddamn creature from the Caucasus Mountains or a golem.
There's somebody that we know, I think, bleaches.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you got to tell me that.
I saw some younger pictures of that person, and they don't look that color anymore.
They were looking brown.
Huh? No, now they're like real pale looking. They were brown when they were younger.
Oh,
or maybe they just stay out of the sun. But it's just but if you look at it, the coloring just looks off.
Well, I mean,
you'll know exactly who I'm talking about.
Put it in the chat.
And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. You know who it is? Oh, it's pink.
Hey. Hold on. Okay, so what else I was gonna say about I was gonna say something else about, I'm trying to think of who you was talking about too. But I was gonna say something right before you said that. Yeah, but please stop doing that bleaching shit. It looked crazy. It looked like a road lizard. Crazy. I don't know if show the little thing back and switch back.
Look at your back chat.
Okay, there it is. Yeah, okay. I thought so. Okay, yeah, I thought so.
I was like, oh, oh. Something looks
yeah, please stop doing
real bad. Yeah, please stop bleaching. Bad for
cool.
you.
I mean, like I was about to say, like what I was gonna say. When I was younger, I was yellow. Like when I was a baby, I was very, very yellow. But I got a little darker, and my twin.
Oh, I was going to ask, were you jaundice?
No.
Well, could you say yellow?
Yeah, no, but I mean like light skin.
Light skin.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you've been floating around for 9 months. I don't expect you to come out.
No, but I was very light. I was like yellow light for a while, but my sister was not. Sorry. But my sister, she stayed yellow.
Oh,
she like my son stayed yellow. I didn't.
She didn't go out in the sun.
No, it was both out. She just stayed yellow, and I did not. But I mean, and that's fine. But it happens, like genetic makeup. It happens. Mm-hmm. So I mean, but this thing that being lighter is better, or some sort of status right is ridiculous. So European. We're so much better than that.
In fact, they were your light bulb.
Yeah, I look like one.
Little bright baby. Oh,
little bright yellow baby, but like I got darker, and that's fine. I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel like less than. I never felt that way, and it's sad that people feel that they're not themselves or capable of by being.
Yeah, but then have black knees and black elbows and black nail beds. You know, when they
all this
use all that
black
stuff.
because you can't change your black knuckles and shit. You can't. Kneecaps black, ankle bone black.
And they're on the wrong continent to do that shit. It could be burnt to a crisp.
Right. Hot as
But
shit outside.
it just smells like lard around there.
It's hot as shit beneath the equator, and you sitting up there yellow as all hell, like you crawled out of Iceland or somewhere. Get the hell out of here! Just stop it, people. Stop it.
Yes. Love yourself. Shit.
That's what it's about. Self-love, self-love, self-love. But anyway, I digress. But that's all I got.
Okay.
My sinuses stuff. So I can get this cleared away. And I could come back.
Are you taking anything for that?
Just some sinus stuff.
Yeah.
About that time.
Well, at least this wasn't too traumatizing. I thought it was going to be kind of real extra heavy with everything that has gone on out here in the real world.
No, it was going to be for me, but I chose not to let it. To let it, but not let it. I definitely feel like we need to arm ourselves. Fuck what these motherfuckers are saying. Fuck this kumbaya shit. Go to these licensing places, follow the rules, get your training, and be licensed to protect yourself in events like this.
And get in that mindset.
That's right. And get in that mindset. And they want to play that game, we can play that game. Like, granted, I know that good book that was written by so many people and translated says an eye for an eye. However, it also says study to show yourself approved and ready, before your fellow man. So I'm just saying study and show yourself approved. When in time you need to present yourself in danger, or when you feel like you're in danger, like when they feel like they're in danger, they don't have a problem.
That's the first thing they'll get. That's the first thing they'll grab for.
When they feel like they're being attacked. So therefore we need to do the same thing. We need to do it under their guise, so that way there is no way that they can utilize the laws that they make against us to attack us. And they made them. If they made them to which we gotta spend 2 hours in training for have a license, okay, sit your 2 hours ass down in there, get your training so you can be licensed. So then therefore when you go food shopping or whatever else the fuck you want to do, there's nobody deciding that you shouldn't be here and that they're going to exterminate you. I'll be damned. It is what it is. Like, it's enough. We cannot march anymore. We cannot hold hands and kumbaya. Enough is enough.
Yeah, that marching shit is for the birds.
But that's the thing.
It is so outdated. You just can't do it.
And we can just hold hands and march. Everybody upset, and then we'll get over it, and we'll be back to things.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Yeah, that's the first thing that they'll go to. Well, we'll go outside, we'll stand out here and picket, blah blah blah. That's like when they were talking about the court justices,
right?
And about it's like, well, we can't. The first thing they said was, well, we can't get rid of them because they have a lifetime appointment. It's like,
right, but you're going to sit outside their houses.
It's like, no, yes, you can. I said, what do you think they do in these other countries?
They will impeach the motherfuckers in a minute.
Oh, I ain't talking about impeaching. They were popping them.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, no, seriously, they were popping them.
That's true.
And you trying to figure out, well, why are they shooting all these judges?
Well, I mean, but they did that. They did that in New York. The justice. You forget about the New York state judge who was originally going after Trump. They popped her, and she ended up in the river by the Hudson in New York. And they talking about it was a suicide. The fuck it wasn't. She was the first one to blow the whistle on a lot of shit he was doing. And they ended her life. So it's nothing for them to do that to us when we speak.
Oh yeah, because of definitely the government does it. They're the
Yeah,
first one. It's always funny. They'll always cry foul when they're the ones that are
yeah,
out here, the
right,
biggest fucking murderers
right.
of
But that's
all.
it. And even when it's the least of them, you have the ones that was up there fucking around in the Capitol right now, crying, talking about some this is an injustice. How, motherfucker, you committed a crime? You committed a crime. Period. That's it. It's a crime. You don't. There's no crying in baseball. I mean, you don't get a second. You don't get oops. Okay, well, we'll forgive you this time. Go ahead. Go on about your life and live your life as normal. No, that's a federal crime. If anybody else would have done it, who happened to be black of color, bitch, they'd be under jail right now, if not murdered, and be totally justified the fact that they were murdered because
That's
of
right,
what
and
they
that's
done.
exactly that's right. That's because that's exactly what they've done. They've murdered all the leaders.
That's it. On purpose.
So why
On
get upset
purpose.
because the court's leaning a certain way? You could do
Yeah.
the same thing to the justices.
That
Plain and
doesn't
simple.
mean that anybody,
When they come out there for a baseball game,
that's it. Just because their
just like
murderers
they've
happen
done
to
it
be
before.
black people don't mean that we already know that some of us, it don't take much for us to go against our own people without hesitation for a couple dollars. I mean, you know the story of Judas, don't you? For 30 things of silver. I mean, it's not. There's a Judas in us in every group. I mean, that's the only way they get around to the people that they need to snipe is they find a Judas. There's always a hungry, I'm here for the coin type of motherfucker.
Oh yeah, that's willing to sell out their own mother.
I'm not telling you because I want to tell you. I'm telling you because I know it's always a Judas motherfucker that will get you sniped. Just be careful. So yes, please do what you need to do to protect yourselves because they out here.
Yeah.
And as much as we talk about, we don't need critical race theory in the schools contaminating our kids, these snipers and killers seem to be younger and younger. Funny. 17, 18, white kids, but you don't need to have it in school. Why not? Because I want my 17-year and 18-year-old nephews and nieces to feel just as angry about some of the things that have happened to their people as well. So when they do see somebody ready to pop off because they don't feel like they need to be there, that they're just as well prepared to handle business if they necessarily need to. And that's it. And granted, I know this is not going to be, the most popularized video. That's perfectly fine. But we need to stop playing around with these people because they're not playing around with us.
Oh no.
They're not playing around with us. And that's Democrats.
Because that's all they were waiting for is for
whatever.
Well, all they want to do is march again, so we'll get ready. So now we've slapped some new laws and put them into effect because now we don't even want them to march.
Moments of silence and all this other bullshit, but what is actually being done? That man is actually living and breathing in a jail cell right now. Right now, as we speak. How many people have they killed just off of, I was scared for my life. I thought he had a gun. Or this and that. Many. And none of them have shot a person. I'm talking about the unarmed people. Even that young man that was just recently executed, shot in the head from having a slight altercation with police. That didn't even call for what?
No, when the officer's sitting on your back. Plain and simple.
They don't see us. They don't see us as humans. They can cut that bullshit all they want.
Look, they're the first ones talked about you're not being a United States citizen and whatever, and we don't do this to our people. They're the biggest fucking liars out here. Look, protect yourself. If it poses a threat, squash it. Plain and simple. You have to. You have to. Because anytime that they're going after churches, supermarkets, synagogues, mosques, like I said earlier, those are soft targets. That's because they don't expect people to be armed.
Right. Yeah. No, it's really crazy. It really is crazy. You know,
At least our schools are, well, I don't know about everybody else's schools, but here where we are, our schools are safe because it's like Fort Knox to get in them bitches.
But this is what I'm saying. Even in our schooling system, you have 3 and 4, metal detectors before a child can even get into a classroom. But yet in the other schools, there's not a metal detector had, and yet they have had more mass shootings in their schools than we have had ever in an inner city school. We've never had one. Never had one.
All.
But yet there's 2 metal detectors that you got to go in. And not only do you go in through the metal detectors, then there's a hand wand metal detector that you got to go through. They're searching through your bag. They got an X-ray thing that they have at the airports that you put your book bag through. Trust me, I've been through it. So
yeah, if you're a parent, you just can't pop up and say, "Oh, I'm coming to bring him his lunch," because you won't get. First of all, you won't get in.
You won't get through. You won't get further enough past the administration office and desk.
Oh, you won't even get in the building now.
Somebody will. Well, nowadays
you better hope that somebody not after your ass because they done got you out there at school. But you can't even get in the building. You will have to wait at the door.
Yeah,
and by time you may have somebody from security come down or somebody from the office, and you have to identify yourself. And then by the time they get finished cross-referencing, is this your mother, your father, or whatever? Because they figure
you're not on the list.
And that's another thing. If you're not on the list, you're not getting in.
Yeah,
you're not getting that child.
Yeah,
you just can't walk in there. So that's the one saving grace that our schools.
But that our schools have, but they have them only because they think that the outside would, they're going to do this in our schools, and yet you go to their schools.
They thought the kids were going to be wild and like that.
But you go to their schools, and their schools, it's whatever.
Yeah, you just walk in.
They have some implementation where you gotta, do the whole checking in with the but clearly for the students, it's a free fall. They don't have to go through these metal detectors and do whatever. Anything can happen.
And you can't slip out the side doors.
Just crazy.
Because they keep those locked. The teachers, whatever teacher's classroom that happens to be near that exit, the teacher has a key to get out of, but you can't just open the doors and walk out, and you can't let anyone in.
Just absolutely crazy.
But definitely believe these people are out here, and their objective is to exterminate us, plain and simple. So,
and if you think it's just young kids, you're sadly mistaken.
You can't pray for them. You can't. They are. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So just get used to it. It is what it is. You can't pray for them. They say they're Christians and patriots and all the rest of that other fuckery shit and keywords that they hope will play on your sympathies. But they are what they are. And we know what they are. Shit, you work with them every day.
Oh, hello. All right. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yes, it's way past your bedtime.
It is way past my bedtime. It has been a great time spent with you all. Just, be safe, wear your mask. I'm serious about that, going and getting your license to be able to carry when necessary.
Yes. And go to the firing range. Get comfortable.
Go to the firing range. Get comfortable
with firing.
Get comfortable with firing. Get comfortable with your aim, and making sure that when you do, and you have to, that you make sure you end mofo's existence.
And also practice safety once you have a weapon.
Yes. And protocol and procedures that you need to do just in case, as far as where you position it, where you keep it locked and stored, because all that stuff is important.
Yes. And also think about who you have in your home. If it's going to be an issue because you have someone with mental issues or children, you may have to go a different route
Right.
You may not be able to keep a gun in your house. Go with chemicals.
Right.
You know, or a taser or something. You know, but have something. Have, you know, something that fits your needs.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Well, on that note, you guys.
Thanks for perking me up. I feel better now.
Well, great. Thanks.
Good show, dude. Good show.
But anyway, on the serious, please, everybody, be safe. And until next time, be safe, be blessed, and peace. Wear your mask and lotion, moisturize. People,
keep your head on the swivel.
Yes,
because you definitely need it.
Yeah, these motherfuckers is out here. So on that note, God bless. Good night. Peace. Be the change you want to see in the world. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.